Welcome back, my friends. We are here with match number 2 of our Danny Defeato takeover. This map had actually already started, and SoLow Grav able to take Oasis and sitting with a 1-0 lead here as we head into Numbani. Here in our Tier 4 matchup between Danny Defeato and SoLow Grav. Billy, what can we expect to see out of the Tier 4 division from Danny Defeato here as we head into map 2?
I mean, Danny Defeato Tier 4 always looking at the tank line. That's the biggest thing, is that I always look at the tank line first. If they're firing on all cylinders, then it's going to be a good match. However, if they're not doing so well, you know, substitutions can be made, and we know that Monkey and XTLZ2 can obviously play the line very well. I'm noticing that Major X Nova is actually playing on the. It looks like he's playing on the healer role right now. I'm kind of honestly concerned about that, but we'll find out when we get into the match, as we did not set up the lobby here. I will actually make some changes here at the end of Numbani. I'll make sure that we are all set up correctly if I need to. But on the other side, SoLow, Iliviosa is one of the best healers in tier 4. I've seen her play a couple of times last season, and she absolutely owned people. So I know that she's going to be an anchor of the team. For the rest, Panda's pretty darn good main tank in his own right. I'm very interested to see what they both bring to the table here. I do have the ready from both teams. Let's go ahead and get inside here and get into this map.
Yes, sir. As we head into that, I just wanted to give another thank you to Gino coming out with 2 more gifted subs over the course of the end of that Tier 3 matchup, and as we head into the start of this Tier 4. Gino, thank you so much for the support, my friend. I'm not about to try to guess your age, but, good luck out there to chat, see if you can figure it out. But thank you so much for the support, Gino. Really appreciate it.
Super, super, super love that. And, we love the community out there. We love the Danny Defeato community. We love the SoLow community as well. We love everybody out there in CGL land and in the Overwatch scene here as we go into Numbani. SoLow up 1-0, and they're going to be on the attack here. Danny Defeato is going to show us the defense here. And as they get ready to choose their characters, I really want to see how they're going to rebound from taking the L on Oasis. We weren't able to see it as we were just coming in from the Tier 3 match, where we saw Tribulation Tier 3 take out Danny Defeato 3-1. Danny Defeato getting the consolation map on Rialto in overtime. So now we need to see what Danny Defeato Tier 4 is going to bring out here on defense, and how SoLow are going to come out of the gate. 30 seconds to go. Looking like we've got Zane coming out on the Reaper and Orange Cowboy on to the Brigitte. So yes, there will have to be some adjustments made here to the lineup, as it's not our standard lineup, but we'll do it. We'll do it as we always do. We kind of know Danny Defeato like the back of our hand sometimes. So we shall see. Megagon get it on. 5 seconds to go. Both guns. Let's see what they bring out here.
Well, Dancing Defeato sitting up on the high ground here with their Reaper Torb composition. It does look like SoLow Grav coming out with a little bit of dive. Always fun to watch, and a traditional dive, no less. Well, with the Ana, there is kind of the added wrinkle to that. They're going to go ahead and just position themselves up on the high ground. See if they can stage here. Look for a good dive target on the side of the defense, as both teams just kind of posturing up right now. Seeing, just kind of giving each other the death stare across the alley. See what they can make of each other. Reaper going to go ahead and dive in, see if he can put some damage down onto that Ana. Zen backing out, just eventually gets taken out. Wolven coming up with a first blood here on Numbani. Mr. Pandas finds himself one as well, and it looks like the dive successful coming through from SoLow Grav as they slowly pick apart the members of Danny Defeato. This is going to be a quick point A capture coming through for SoLow.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going to have, what, I think 5.5, maybe 5:25 on the clock when they do actually take it.
Yes, sir.
5. Exactly. 5:25. I'm getting good at this, ladies and gentlemen. So the good thing for Danny Defeato here is that they have almost all their members here to contest this first corner here in the streets phase. But something's going to have to be done about the Tracer, and I know that they do have the Brigitte out here, but she's not really engaging anywhere near the Brigitte. So smart play coming from the Tracer for SoLow. Already has a Pulse Bomb available.
Moving into the back is going to dismantle the turret. Now trying to just work his way around. Fedman, like you said, does have that pulse bomb, but eats an arrow. Zen right there to keep her in check, but here comes the Primal Rage. Scion going in, looking for something deep. Cannot find it. Goes down. Now here comes the Dragon Blade. This is the next attempt coming through from SoLow. All of their attempts just falling like water against the wall. And Danny Defeato is the name of that wall, planting their feet here on point B.
I mean, you only invested a couple of bolts there. You invested the Coalescence and the Grav into that, and came out of aces. So good hold here on first corner here at the street side of Numbani. We're looking for the dive tanks, and now dive tanks have swapped over to a more traditional Ryan Zarya. So now we're going to get the brawl going.
Do have Rally coming out on the side of the defense. Molten Core, Earth Shatter, and Dragons all available here for Danny Defeato. Nano Boost coming out. It's going to go on to Psionic, onto the Reinhardt, and he is going to go get the better end of the duel with Monkey. Now he's going to drop a free Earth Shatter into the back. Already built up. Remember, he just made this swap. But the kills coming through on both sides. 2 kills for each team. 4v4 left here on the objective. Venom Andrew is going to drop late. Advantage SoLow Grav here as they look to push through the back of Streets phase, and they've got Bob coming up online as well. Man, what a lightning fast Earth Shatter that was coming out from Scion.
Well, I think that the main thing right there that happens is that Alex Uwu slept Monkey in the animation of the shatter and took it away from him. That would have been a 6-man shatter because Psionic was actually off the point at that time, and they would have all fallen down. So great sleep coming from Alex Uwu.
Soundbarrier coming out on the side of SoLow. Coalescence here from Danny Defeato. Bob thrown into the mix as well for the attacking team, and that's going to find one, but they do lose their Reaper in the process. In the end, though, the front line, too much for Danny to handle as Psionic running over the members of the defense. They've got 2 points on the board. Tons of time left in the clock.
Tons of time left in the clock. However, Major Nova is coming up close on to his second Graviton Surge. You have Grav Dragons available, almost another rally for Orange Cowboy. XTL Z2 investing the Coalescence in that last fight to no avail. On the other side, you know, you're looking at a Shatter almost Death Blossom combo as Panda in the backline looking very dangerous here.
Oh, but the Grav Dragons coming out. They're going to find 3. Orange Cowboy able to pick up the flank on that Reaper. Panda sent back to spawn to join the rest of his friends. And a good hold coming out of Danny Defeato to start things off in point C. They managed to hold on to their Earth Shatter and a rally as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good ult economy from them. And, I mean, Orange Cowboy is checking the flank every, couple of seconds looking for that Reaper in the back. Coming up very close on that Death Blossom. I think that he's going to try and jump in here and kind of spin to win.
Yeah, 95% to that ultimate Earth Shatter. Graviton Surge also available, so combo potential on the side of SoLow Grav here as they look to push outside of the balcony. Trying to drop in from the higher ground. We are going to get Mr. Pandas teleporting into the back. He scouted out the Ash. Now he's going in for blood. Meanwhile, Scion in the front lines coming down the stairs. Reaper trying to put pressure down onto that Ash. Can't quite get the kill, but here comes the Death Blossom. Death Blossom's going to pick up 2 as the front line pushes over. Capra Wolven able to find a pair of kills in that endeavor as well. Fedman with the cleanup and payload in 6th gear, pushing into its home base there at the back of point C.
Yep, absolutely. But Venom Andrew very quickly already got a Bob online, and Monkey still has a Shatter in his pocket. Orange Cowboy swapping over to the Lucio. So this could be a much better stall for them.
Earth Shatter coming out and just seems to find bubbles and shields. Here comes Bob on the side of the defense as well. That's going to put a little bit of pressure down onto the front line. But the pressure release valve in the name of that sound barrier coming out from Oliviosa. Trades coming through for both teams. Both teams missing a DPS, but Monkey goes down. Reinhardt gone here for the defending team. This might be the opening that SoLow Grav was looking for. Has now bubbled up. You can see Psionic was in there swinging for the fences, trying to find the kills onto the remaining members of Danny Defeato, but it has devolved into a 2v2 here on the objective. It is going to be Copperwoven tilting the balance, finding himself a kill as Mr. Pandas returns back into the battle and finds a kill into Orange Cowboy, but here comes the tank line of Danny Defeato right here to support this objective, and they're going to chase off the dwindling members of SoLow. Not a moment too soon either.
No, not a moment too soon, and that's some great stall tactics. I mean, they had a really good push going there, and Orange Cowboy coming in on the Lucio, stalling out as long as he could, even with an anti-nade onto him. He was able to sustain himself long enough to keep himself up and allow his tank line to get back in. And now Bangagong get on. Here we go. Another big contestant coming here. Shatter available for Psionic.
Coalescence starts things off on time the Vitting team, but here comes that Shatter. Shatter's going to find both tanks. Can the healers keep him up? Mr. Panda is able to take down the Zarya, but Monkey's still in this thing. Oh, I spoke too soon, Monkey. I am so sorry, man. The Reaper was too much for him to handle. Single-handedly taking both team tanks out for Danny Defeato. Soundbarrier thrown into the mix there for Danny, but it's a bit too little too late. XTLZ is going to fall. Graviton Surge coming out in a desperation move as Monkey comes back into the battle. Earthshadow thrown into the mix. That's going to find two, but here comes Mr. Pandas. The Tornado warning is out. He's got 2 kills. The Nano Boost there just to reinforce the Beyblade. And with 47 seconds on the clock, it is SoLow Grav in full control on this objective. One by one, taking out the reinforcements as they try to come stall. Danny Defeato not able to hold them off. 39 seconds, 3 points on the board here for SoLow Grav.
Impressive hold, though, there. That's the main thing that I want to take away from this. I mean, great move and good time bank for SoLow Grav here, getting all 3 points here in Numbani. But they entered into point C with like 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and they whittled it down to 39 seconds. So that was really a strong hold from Danny Defeato. You know, they planted their feet, got some compositional shifts. Venom Andrew coming out onto the Ash there and getting Bob to be able to contest 1v6 in the middle of that Beyblade. Really held them, got another 20 seconds off, I think, with that, and the combination of Orange Cowboy coming back out onto with the Lucio. So, I mean, we're looking at good stuff here. This is a win condition that they can absolutely meet if they get the snowball going in the streets phase, as SoLow did it to them. We've got to look at the aggression here. We've got to decide, you know, who is going to bend first. The dive that came out from SoLow Grav, I think, may have caught Danny Defeato with their pants down. They may not have expected that aggression coming out.
Well, now SoLow Grav got a position up here with the Ash Torb. Torb with his turret there in the back. Tanks taking up the high ground here just to prevent Danny Defeato from taking advantage of it, from getting that golden positioning. Danny Defeato looks like they are going to indeed just path right up there, challenge them on the top of the hotel entrance. It's going to be a quick clash up at the front so far. SoLow just throwing down the prod, making sure to keep Danny in check as they try to come up the stairs. Bubbles used, and that's going to be Danny's cue to go. They're going to try to put pressure down onto that Reinhardt. Anti comes in on the side of SoLow, though, and it's going to make life difficult. Psionic caught in a corner. He goes down. Zen able to find a couple of headshots there, landing the arrows onto the domes of the Ana and the Tourbillon, respectively. Monkey cleaning things up from there, and Danny Defeato picking up a lightning-fast point A.
Yeah, I mean, that was even faster than what SoLow did. So, I mean, you know, I think getting Major X Nova glowing that fast is one of the win conditions that I think is going to be the hallmark of what they're going right now, because when he gets charged, he gets grabs very quickly. Big pin coming in from Monkey there.
Earthshatter thrown down as well, but that found nothing but the shield of Psionic. They turn their attention up to the Ana, and the Coalescence will burn her down. Major Nova with 100 charge, able to finish off the Tourbillon. And Danny Defeato not allowing SoLow Grav to really get their feet planted here. They're disrupting the defense before it ever gets started.
5 minutes already, and they are halfway through the streets phase here. I think a recontest and a regrouping is what is absolutely needed here. Capra Wolven going over to the Zarya of their own, but massively behind in the ult economy right now. As Danny Defeato comes and turns the corner here. Ultimate's into favor, however, of SoLow Grav right now.
Speaking of ultimates, here comes the Molten Core right onto the objective. Earthshatter thrown into the mix as well. That finds Zen. One-man advantage here to start things off, but now we're going to get the tire out from the other side. Tyler gets taken down. Ash right on top of it, ready for the Rip Tire. Does not allow that damage to come through. Follows it up with 2 nice kills onto both Venom, as well as onto onto XLT, or XTL. Don't let the side swaps get you. Fedman on this Ash already got Bob ready to go, doing a good job of shutting down this attack.
Yeah, but you got Grav Dragons already available. No, the beat drop is available for Oliviosa, so that could be a counter to it. You want to try and draw that out, here in this engagement. Monkey going in super aggressive, but nobody's doing anything to contest Madman on the top.
Here comes the sound barrier out from both sides. A lot of extra shielding here on the battle. Bob standing right on the cart in the name of SoLow Grav, but here comes those dragons. Tossed right across the top. The Graviton Surge used in conjunction. That does yield them 3 kills, but now we're getting the Graviton Surge from the other side, but the Coalescence there for Danny Defeato. Able to help keep the team members standing, burn down the enemy, and get that second point on the board.
Yep, 4 minutes, 56 seconds in the time bank for Danny Defeato as they aggress here onto point 3. I think Capra might want to have that Grav back because they were already down members and threw it in there basically as a stall tactic, and ended up losing his whole team around him despite the Grav. So maybe a questionable grab there, but we'll see. We'll see.
Now, just the Molten Core coming online here for the defense. Earthshatter not too far behind, but Monkey already with his ready to go as they look to turn down this final straightaway on point C. Molten Core coming out on the side of the defense. Just kind of trying to zone out Danny Defeato a little bit there. I believe that is what Leg Day would call an intimidation Molten Core. Now we're getting the Earthshatter coming out from Psionic. It finds just Zen, and the follow-up not quite there. Now the Earthshatter from the other way. That finds 3, and the kills are lighting up for Danny. Monkey with a good charge. He does sacrifice himself in the process, but kills lighten up the feed. And now the tire coming through just to solidify this thing, and with tons of time on the clock, Danny Defeato, they're going to complete their run on Numbani, and look at that time bank.
Yeah, that's a full 3 minutes, 12 seconds more. So Danny Defeato not taking the foot off the gas once they hit go. There was a little bit of a snag there in the streets phase, but they were, I think, just marshaling their ultimates there, and stacking of ultimates is what won them that fight right there. I mean, the pure aggression on point A is what won them the first point, and then there was no stopping them after that.
I love Monkey's aggression in particular. He just storms right past the Reinhardt on the other side, storms right past Psionic, drops the Earthshatter into the back, finding 4 people with that, just charges headlong into the pack to make sure and get the kill. May have been slightly haphazard, but I like the aggression, and I like the amount of pressure Danny's putting down.
Yeah, and he also has Major X Nova, and it sounds like I'm very biased towards Danny Defeato, and there's a natural love for Danny Defeato, but there's definitely not a bias there. But Major X Nova is one of the best Zaryas in Tier 4, and I mean, we've seen it from week to week. We've casted them a couple of times, and he always seems to generate grab very quickly, and he's very judicious when he uses it. And that wins a lot of fights for Danny Defeato. So, you know, the other thing that is the unsung part of his kit is that his bubble management. He actually taught me how to manage my bubbles. So I have a natural love for Major X Nova's Zarya play.
Yeah, the defense coming out with some Hanzo Torbjorn here to accompany that Reinhardt Zarya. We're going to get a little Bastion coming out of the offense with the Symmetra strategy, and they're going to teleport directly onto the opposing high ground, take out the turret, see if they can find any more here with this Bastion. As Danny Defeato forced to make a response and come up and try to dislodge SoLow off of the high ground. Otherwise, that Bastion could run away with things. Now, Zena on the Hanzo is putting some good work in, able to move them off of their comfortable positioning, at least for the meantime. But they smell blood in the water. They're chasing somebody back out the back door. But slowly but surely, Danny Defeato is starting to surround this composition. You still have Zen pressuring down from the outside. Bastion is going to go ahead and get set up. Sleep Dart coming down onto Monkey, excuse me, and he is going to fall. Zen does come back with the pick. Make that 2 picks coming through for Zen on this Hanzo. Light it up with a 3rd. Make that a 4th. Big 4K coming through for Zen. Danny Defeato putting their hopes on the backs of Zen here, and he carries them with ease through Numbani's defense.
That was incredibly coordinated. And I like what Danny Defeato did. Once they saw that the Bastion was transported or teleported up to the far side balcony where an Ana normally will sit, they kited against the wall. And they basically took the value of the Bastion out. And then they started to chase around, and that really spelt the end for SoLow there. They didn't have an answer to what was going to happen should Danny Defeato choose the right way and kite against and out of the LOS of Bastion. So good plays, good recognition also from seeing that. Zane used his Sonic Arrow a couple of times there, and they got the teleporter down. They actually lost a person, was not able to join their team there. So, 5v6, it was pretty good stuff there from Danny DeFeato. Now, on to the offense with Danny DeFeato. Looks like they're going to bring out the same offense here that they showed last time. And, the D-Man showing us some echo now on the defense. That is a change that we have not seen so far. Of course, this is our first map with this series. Mr. Panda's showing us some Junkrat. Ryan Zarya on the tanks, and Oliviosa showing us the Lucio and Uwu on the Baptiste.
Looks like Danny DeFeato with their Junkrat Hanzo comp here, pushing down through low. Bottom side of hotel, they're just going to jump right on onto the objective, utilizing that speed, see if they can get their feet planted on this point. Zen is going to take on the Immortality Field, and looks like Venom Andrew is going to find first blood here for Danny DeFeato's extra inning attack. Major Nova picking himself up a kill as well. Monkey wins the duel against the counterpart Reinhardt, and this is looking to be a very quick point A, as Danny DeFeato should tie up this series, and they will indeed take Numbani. We're headed into the half, 1-1.
Yeah, that was just speed, aggression, and precision. And once the Reinhardt was taken out, that was all she wrote. And good stuff coming from both sides. But Danny DeFeato does tie up the series here, 1-1. Looking at some great plays from both teams. I thought that the lightning fast round that came from SoLow on their attack phase was going to be enough, a little bit of tactical crouching in the middle of that Graviton surge from Capra. But not enough, as Danny DeFeato ties up the series 1-1. We're going to go to a quick intermission as we swap sides and maps, and we will be back with you in just a few moments.
Epic. Hard work is its own reward.
Welcome back, my friends. We are here at halftime with our Danny DeFeato takeover. Here of our console Overwatch multi-tier tournament broadcast today. My name's Bull Skunk alongside Chef Billy. We're all tied up at the half, but before we get to talking about Hanamura, definitely had some big support coming through on the channel. I wanted to make sure and give some thank yous. Hordak just coming through with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much, my friend. We had Mojo Jojo gifting out 5 tier 1 subs. Huge support. Thank you, Mojo. Caden come through with a tier 1 sub for his 3rd month in a row, saying, let's go, boys. Spamming those Doritos. Gotta love it. And then Mojo himself coming through with a tier 1 sub for his 2nd month in a row, saying, let's go, Danny DeFeato. And then Gino coming out with yet another gifted sub. This one going over to Night Stealth. Really appreciate all the continued support. Just absolutely huge. Big console love to all the support coming through from chat. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Huge stuff. Huge stuff.
Yeah, we love to see the support here, and it's big for us. It keeps the wind in our sails, as Bull Skunk always says. I steal his line from him. I'm the line thief from the casting duo here.
Both are true.
Both are true. But it means the world to us. This is Bull Skunk channel, but we are a team, and I feel the love coming from everybody out there, and
yes, sir.
It keeps us going. It really does. Okay, no swaps from both teams, so we have swap sides. We are going to go into Hanamura here. We were going to talk about some hero pool stuff. No McCree, no Widow, no Mercy, no Wrecking Ball.
Yes, indeed. Not seeing either of the 2 primary hit scans here today. And no Mercy. I think the Mercy is the biggest one here, just because it eliminates some of your options. It's going to take some of the value out of Ashe. The obvious being the Pharah not nearly as viable without her Mercy to pocket her. So I think that one is throwing the most interesting wrinkle into the mix. I hate seeing Wrecking Ball banned just because I'm a fan of seeing the roly hamster on the battlefield. But I don't think that one's playing a major impact in any of our compositions here today.
Yeah, maybe the stall tactic there on Numbani. You may have seen the ball there, but I think the Mercy is the biggest one right now, because you don't get the damage boost off the Ashe, you don't get the damage boost off of a Pharah, or the Far Mercy combo, and also Echo doesn't get any kind of a boost either. I haven't really seen
Right.
a Mirko.
Echo Mercy? And a Commercy?
A Commercy.
And a Commercy. Yes.
We'll figure out how to make that.
It's like an economy, but with a lot more mercy involved. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it here, Chef.
I mean, it is what it is. Okay. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is that mercy, the res and the damage boost.
Is it Merseco?
That sounds like a wine.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, it kind of does sound like a wine. I mean, Merseco does, it sounds like an intoxicating combo. So, Echo.
That joke.
Echo certainly is quite fun to play, a bit intoxicating to watch. So, that I'm just throwing that one out there for your consideration, chat. Just throwing that one out there.
Is it bubbly though?
I guess it depends on your players.
Okay. Puns aside, though, both sides party issues have been fixed. Subs gone over and decided that none will be had. So we're gonna go ahead and head into Hanamura here. Danny Defeato going on the offense and storming back strong after losing map 1 Oasis 2-0. They come back with a massive time bank and full hold in the overtime period against SoLow, and then end up taking Numbani in a very quick overtime period. So we are tied up 1-1 as we head to one of the most aesthetically pleasing maps here in the Overwatch realm. I love it. You love it. Bull Skunk, this is one of our favorite maps to actually look at because it's so gorgeous. It goes from kind of a city feel to a panoramic to the old ancient Japan that is such a romantic period in their time. And, hopefully the romance will continue as the two teams kiss each other on the field of battle. And let's see what Danny Defeato comes out here with.
I don't anticipate this being a very romantic endeavor between the two. But, I suppose they could just kiss and make up, but somehow I don't see that as either team's plan of choice here.
But love is a battlefield.
That it is. And so is Hanamura. And on Hanamura, we're gonna get the love from Torb and from Junkrat, showing us their love here on Hanamura. They'll have Ana and Baptiste here on the side of SoLow Grav as they're taking to the defense to start things off. It looks like it's going to be Symmetra love coming out from Danny Defeato. By the way, thank you for fixing all of the above names.
I did. I told you I would do it.
Oh, Panda's starting things off with a bang, quite literally, as Venom Andrew cannot get the teleporter down before getting disposed of. Back to spawn you go. No teleporter antics here for Danny Defeato. And now, making the swap over to the Junkrat, they're just going to try to pressure the front door, abandoning their sim strategies.
Yeah, and right now the Torp turret from the D-Man is putting in a ton of work for SoLow here. This is going to be a bit of a tough nut to crack for them. I don't see the May, though, so May wall not necessarily an issue here for Danny Defeato, but now, I mean, the spam damage from the turret and from the Junkrat are going to be hell for them to get through.
Yeah, as they're making a swap over to the Hanzo here, perhaps for a little more shield pressure. As Danny Defeato slowly buying themselves a little space as they push through the front choke. Got to be careful. Monkey taking a lot of damage, but here comes the nano boost onto Major Nova, but he gets slept. Taking a nap. You're just going to have to sleep off that nano, bud. Mr. Panda strikes back with a very early tire. That's going to pick off the Ana. He does go down, but as a dying wish, he'll take the Hanzo with him. Nevertheless, defense here with a slight advantage. So here comes the sound barrier to try to disrupt it. Graviton Surge as well as an Earth Shadow thrown into the mix, but they're running into an amplification matrix, just denying any follow-up onto those aforementioned tank ultimates. Now the big charge from the other way. Psionic going to find a kill. Graviton Surge coming through from the defense, and that will seal the deal here for SoLow Grav. They're going to hold on for another fight.
Man, the Gravs were gotten very quickly in that battle. The sleep onto Major X Nova, getting the nano boost is one of the biggest reasons why that push just did not work for them. I think that if he goes in there not slept, I think he does a ton of damage, and we probably are looking at a snowball going into point 2. But as it stands, we've got ultimates coming up online for both teams right now. Both DPS ultimates coming up online for Dane Defeato. Dragons and a tire getting ready, but a huge anti thrown in from Oliviosa. That is huge on 5.
Oh, there's a 4-man tire. Follows it up with a nice death bomb, and despite the molten core coming out from the other way, the tire lays waste to SoLow Grav as they are now just ragdoll across point A. Danny Defeato will get this point on the board. Can they snowball, though? That's the big question.
I mean, they've got Dragon Strike right now. They're coming up on a very another Graviton Surge from Major X Nova, as I mentioned before. He gets these almost on cooldown. Monkey's almost had a shatter, and then the support ultimates I think are going to be what's going to carry this next engagement for both teams if they play the cards right.
Danny Defeato kind of feigning to go upstairs, but they're just going to path right onto the objective. Start getting capture progress immediately. 1 tick already picked up. Pandas striking back. Trades coming through. Ana for Zarya. Now it is Psionic trying to hold the position on the point. Nano boost onto that Reinhardt, and they've got an amplification matrix in the background. Monkey was stuck in place as he run himself into a bear trap. But Venom Andrew strikes back, takes out 2. Now has yet another tire online, continuing this fight on the objective despite losing people early. Danny Defeato still trying to hold on here. We did have the swap coming through from Carpa over to the Winston. He's going to find 1 tire coming out from Pandas, finds another, and the defense from SoLow Grav will manage to stave off this assault, at least for the meantime.
Yeah, but now you're looking into the eyes of a Dragon Strike and a Riptire for Danny Defeato. Neither one of the DPS they're actually throwing their ultimate into that fight, and Monkey has another shatter available online. XTLZ2 coming up on another nano boost as well. So, you're going into basically a shatter and maybe a Bob at some point.
Yeah, both Zarya starting fresh here with their Graviton Surges, but yeah, all of the ultimates online here for Defeato. This could absolutely get away from SoLow if they are not careful. We'll see how they're able to answer back. Zin's just going to throw down Dragons early. Both DPS ults come out, find a kill apiece. Major Nova is going to take out Psionic. In the meantime, the Reinhardt from Danny Defeato just pushing right onto the point, creating that front line, making his presence known. Nice sleep comes down. Carper Woven taken out. And now Danny Defeato with 2 ticks of progress already picked up. They're going to throw an Earth Shatter down. That's going to take out Alex, though Reinhardt does not last long neither. Here comes Oliviosa trying to stall out on the Lucio, but progress coming through, contested at the very last moment, but Oliviosa goes down. 3rd tick comes through. Danny Defeato with 2:12 left in their time bank.
Yep, that's a good amount of time in the time bank, but now we're going to see what SoLow Grav has to offer here. The Symmetra strat kind of got stalled at the very beginning for Danny Defeato, but the swaps came through very quickly. No sense in trying it twice. They were found out. And so we're going to see what SoLow Grav does here. I mean, the ultimates were just stacked in Danny Defeato's favor there. And I mean, the discipline to hold on to it, even in the midst of capturing a point, they had the wherewithal not to press Y, and that's why they ended up taking point B there. So 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the time bank for Danny Defeato. Let's see what SoLow Grav comes out with here. As we see on the side of SoLow Grav, they are going to show us a little bit of Hanzo and Echo on the offense. Ryan Zarya on the tank line, and then Moira Lucio to keep them topped off.
Yeah, they do still have 20 seconds to change their mind, but wouldn't surprise me to see that composition. On the side of the defense, looking like some Junkrat Soldier here. As Zin making his way up to the rooftop. He's just hiding in the cherry blossoms right now.
And what a nice place to hide.
Actually does have a pretty good sight line here on main. I worry about his rotation, that it might kind of take himself out of the battle in the mid-fight, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like Panda's just going to work his way up to the high ground here, utilizing our new blue hero. So far, just putting pressure down onto the main choke. Danny Defeato just keeping him in check here for the moment. Shield does break on the side of the defense. We'll see if SoLow chooses to push in. Okay, they're going to go ahead and move in, grab this right-hand side, rotate up to the high ground. Danny Defeato giving a little bit of chase, but not the entirety of the team.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
just the Ana and the Reinhardt went in. and they just get absolutely picked apart as they find themselves in a 2v6. Venom Andrew had joined him in the fight, but was a little late, and then himself gets taken down. And SoLow, the underdog's coming through, looking to put up an equally fast point A.
Yep, I mean, this is not looking good for Danny Defeato. However, ultimates look a little bit even right now. Venom Andrew swapping off to the Ash here, probably to get a little bit spam damage with the dynamite and long sight lines here as he looks down main. But looks like SoLow Grav is just going to go straight onto the point and try to get a better time.
They are indeed. Zen is still sitting up on that high ground, though, raining the damage down. In fact, sitting on the sniper perch above the sword here. Putting a lot of damage down onto Psionic. He can't survive. Coalescence comes out, but it's not enough to keep their main tank alive. Now we got a little bit of duel between the D-Man and Zen in the backline. D-Man narrowly edging out that duel, but does eventually drop Venom Andrew there to get a little bit of revenge and a little bit of a dance on the back of that kill. Danny Defeato holding on here while both teams were in the neutral, but now they got to be careful. We got ultimates coming online in spades here for SoLow.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be a very one-sided engagement if they do not play their cards right. However, Zane does have attack visor almost available to him.
Does look like SoLow is just going to path up to high ground again this time. And they are going to push it for real. None of this fakey stuff. They're just going to go right up to it. But here comes the Graviton Surge here from Danny Defeato. Sound barrier in response on the side of the attacking team. Coalescence thrown in from Danny as SoLow makes their way out of the stairs here. We did get an Earthshatter coming out, but it didn't find much. Now Monkey with his available, but that just hits the bubble. Nevertheless, Zen's Tac Visor was the difference maker here in this engagement, finding himself 2 kills and yet another once it ended. And they're going to chase back the members of SoLow Grav here on the defense.
Now SoLow Grav only investing the sound barrier and Earth Shatter in that engagement, whereas, you know, Danny Defeato popping out another Graviton Surge. He's already 52% to another Grav. That is big work from one of the mainstays of this Danny Defeato Tier 4 team, but you're going to have to defend against a Graviton Surge of their own right now.
Yeah, Grav Dragon's in fact available here for SoLow, and here comes the Graviton Surge. The Dragon's right over the top, and it's only going to find one. Major Nova's bubble will keep him alive, but only temporarily as he falls directly thereafter. D-Man coming up with 2 good kills after the Dragons had passed, after the Surge had ended. And now, 1 tick of progress already picked up. The Bob forced all the way off point, devaluing that ultimate. And it's just a Moira to Lucio here on the point. But here comes Danny Defeato's reinforcements. Big charge from Monkey is going to take the D-Man out. Hanzo's gone. Alex is now disposed of as well. And Monkey comes back in swinging that axe like there's no tomorrow. And they're able to clean house and restabilize here on the defense.
And they spent everything in their ultimate bank to get that 1 tick of progress. And now Nova has another Graviton Surge ready. Zane on this soldier is 81% to another tactical visor. And it's looking like Danny Defeato is stabilizing right now. It was kind of dicey there for a moment, though.
Well, and that's, I think, one of those instances we talk about that you mentioned at the beginning of this map. You can't spend all of your ultimates to get onto the objective. You have to save some to maintain control. Now Psionic coming back in with an Earthshatter as he moves to the top of the stairs, but we do have both tank ultimates available here for Danny Defeato. Monkey getting very aggressive, forcing him all the way back down the stairs, and the D-Man finding himself a kill with those Helix Rockets. Advantage to the offense, but how are you going to choose to move in from here?
Oof, I think you go straight to point and you hope for bubbles.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to jump onto the objective, but here comes the Graviton Surge Coalescence combo coming out from Danny Defeato. Zen getting 2 kills with a single pull of the Helix Rockets. And that is the defense. Danny winning this fight once again, and now they're just stalling out Carpra on the Zarya here.
Yeah, they invested 3 ultimates into that, though. They invested the Coalescence, the Graviton Surge, and also the Earth Shatter. So, a couple of big ultimates down for Danny Defeato, but as we pass the 2-minute mark, Danny Defeato already having the better time bank right now. So now it's a matter of if they can get this point captured, or if it's going to be a 1-point hold for Danny Defeato, and they will go up 2-1.
Mr. Panda's making that swap over to the Junkrat, coming off of the Echo here. Just tossing some mines out of this entrance, see if they can find a bit of an opening to get through. Such a tiny doorway. to try to get your entire team through it, especially with a Reinhardt, a Soldier, and a Junkrat waiting for you on the other side. With that, it does look like SoLow was going to circle around. D-Man loses the shootout. There was Zen. Man advantage here for the offense. With that Monkey pushing all the way down to the bottom of the stairs, but it looks like he ran into a trap. Junkrat's trading out some kills. Psionic goes down, but Venom Andrew drops as well, though missing their main tank. I think SoLow Grav is going to reset here.
Yep, definitely time for a reset. You still got a minute left in the time bank, so I mean, you've got another chance to pull here. You've got Grav Tire, you've got Grav Tac Visor. I mean, almost a 6-pack of ults here for the side of SoLow. This is time to push right now.
And they just go directly onto the objective, going right up the gut here. Tac Visor is going to come out from Zen. He's sitting up on that high ground with his auto aim. He's got to be careful of the one behind him. Oh, he wins the Tac Visor war against D-Man. There's something you don't see every day, Billy. Now Graviton Surge coming out from the other side. Tire invested in it as well. That's going to find one, but the Coalescence from SoLow trying to keep them in this fight. Mr. Panda picks up a kill as well. The 3 remaining members of SoLow Grav standing on point. They're going to clean up XTL and start making a little bit of progress. Can they get enough to get both of the second ticks up? No, the Earthshatter from the other way. Zen there to help clean up. And Danny Defeato not budging an inch here on the back of Hanamura, and time ticks away. So does the hopes and dreams of SoLow of taking a lead here in today's match. Lucio on there to pour, on there to touch, try to keep the overtime wick burning. The D-Man can't even keep it going. And it will be Danny Defeato holding on here, taking the 2-1 lead.
I mean, it was just about ultimates there, because both teams were absolutely lightning quick on point A. And a lot of times, you know, you see teams just basically, you know, if they get a good hold there, it's good, and they're going to go ahead and hold for a while. But both teams were able to aggress on the point A and just own people. Venom Andrews 4K tire, and then the Dead Man Trigger taking out the Torbjorn at the end of it, successfully taking point A for them. I think it was just the matter of timely ultimates that won Danny Defeato that long stall there. You thought they may have had a chance to get a little bit more out of it from SoLow, but in the end, Danny Defeato going up 2-1 here in our battle of tier 4s in the Danny Defeato takeover. We're going to swap maps here. We're going to go to Rialto. We're going to swap sides and maps. And as we do that, Mr. Bullskunk, what do you think that SoLow is going to have to do to tie us up here and take us to Busan?
Well, I definitely think a little bit better ult usage would serve them well, but I mean, it's been so close. There haven't really been glaring mistakes on either side. Danny Defeato will really plug it up at those chokes nicely. And I think to break through, it may take a little bit of a composition change, perhaps. You know, perhaps going over to a Reaper or something that can try to punch through those front lines a little bit better. But Danny Defeato looking really tough here. I don't have a magic answer here for SoLow Grav.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a pick here or there. I'm really going to put my eggs in the basket of it is the ultimate usage that's coming from Danny Defeato that is keeping things at bay right now. They don't go in and press panic Y, and they really stack their ultimates on top of each other. So, but I mean, we did see some great ultimate stacking from SoLow Grav as well. I mean, the Grav going into a tire was good. Using the Coalescence to not only heal the members of your team that are going there and ingressing into a Grav, but also, you know, getting the damage in there as well. I think that's a very, it's just a pick here or there. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, I feel like they struggled to get their soldier in position there in that last, on the second point there, Hanamura. So I can't help but wonder if maybe a slight compositional swap. But it's been super tight. This has not looked like a 1-in-5 team in any shape, form, or fashion coming out of SoLow Grav. These guys are holding their own, and they have kept this thing very close. I mean, just you say even a fight here. I mean, just a pick, just one pick here or there could really turn the tide. And we'd have a very different score line right now. So I feel like it's really been that level of tight. Neck and neck battle here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is neck and neck, and we do have some swaps coming in. We've got Cracker Jacks coming in for Psionic in the main tank role, I'm going to assume. We've got Skylar coming in the healer role for Alex, probably on the main healer role there. And we've got Max coming in for Major X Nova. So we get to see a little bit of a different tank lineup for Dan DeFeato. So maybe that's what the doctor ordered for SoLow, and then a little bit of a transitional change for Dan DeFeato. I think they're going to put Max in on the off tank role here. He has a pretty darn good Roadhog as well as Azaria. So we shall see what we shall see, as Dan DeFeato will be on the defense here. As I'm trying to get the ready up and all the swaps in for the teams, I want to see what SoLow bounces back with here. That's the big thing: is are they going to be able to marshal the resources and marshal the troops and take a map win here off of Dan DeFeato and take us to Busan, or does Dan DeFeato stymie them and end up winning the match?
One point I think needs to be made as far as talking about the chances here for SoLow is they're going to have to win this tank war. The tank line from Danny DeFeato have been absolutely dominant here so far, and I don't think straightforward aggression is the answer against Danny. You've got to be more calculated. They're going to be set up. They're going to catch that aggression. They're very good at catching the aggression and counterpunching back. You're going to have to outsmart them a little bit to win the frontline war, and that will give your DPS some more room to work. I still agree with coming out with the Reinhardt. Most likely, Reinhardt, Zarya, working well. But something's got to give on the front line, because this tank line of Danny DeFeato have really showed up here today, as we expect. One of their strongest aspects from this organization. Notorious.
I mean, it's one of the hallmarks of any Danny DeFeato team is their tank line. So, I really like the play from Sion, though. I mean, he's not really getting out of position. It's just the aggression. He's pushing a little bit too much into there, and Danny absorbs what he's bringing in, and then they push back. And that is one of the biggest things that I'm seeing right now, is that when the push comes in from Sion, and if he doesn't have the bubble at the right time, he's melted. And that just screams push forward for Danny DeFeato at that point.
We did have 5 gifted subs come through from Mojo Jojo yet again. Massive support coming through the channel. Huge stuff. Thank you so much, Mojo. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Console love and chat there from Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo being one of the co-owners of Danny DeFeato, and he is generous in the extreme, and we love to see the love coming from the community. I'm grinning from eye to eye, as you guys can see right now, because I just love to see all the support coming out. I'm not looking at chat right now. I tend not to look at chat during our casts, but everybody out there in chat land, please know that I adore you guys, and yeah, this is huge for us, and thank you so much.
Well, subs are in as we await the readies to head into map 4.
So let's look at playoff standings then.
I was actually about to touch on playoffs myself. Yeah, we did get the announcement come through that your top 7 seeds from each division will move on into the postseason. Tier 3 and Tier 2 are divided into 2 separate divisions, so that would be top 7 from each of Division A and Division B from Tier 3 and Tier 2, respectively. So you're in your first round. So you have 7. Your number 1 seed will get a first round bye, advance directly into semifinals. With that, here in Tier 4, Danny DeFeato looking like they've got a real shot at this postseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's they're going to be 6-1 should they win today here. And if they take Rialto here, that's going to be 3 map points on the board for them. So that's a big one for them. So without further ado, as we mentioned here, we're going to go into Rialto, and we're going to see whether SoLow comes back and forces a map 5, or if Danny DeFeato does indeed take 3 map points and closes out our double header tonight, the Danny DeFeato takeover. I'm very excited to see where we go from here. You know, SoLow's going to be on the attack first, and they're going to set the standard for what's going to happen here. You know, the subs coming in, Skylar coming in on the healer core, Crackerjack's coming in on the main tank role, I'm going to assume. And then, you know, Big Mac's coming in on the off tank role. I'm very interested to see what kind of compositions we have coming out from both teams here as we get into Rialto map 4 here tonight. Week 7 has been a very fun week for us, I think, because we get to see, you know, all the tanks that we really want to see. Ryan Zarya, you know, we get to see Orisa Sigma, Diva also into the mix at certain points for teams. The biggest knock of this week, I think, you know, despite other than the 2 hit scans being gone once again, is Mercy. And, you know, we don't get to see Burr. You know, Burr is a very great Mercy, and he's the captain of this team. And he's benched himself in favor of other healer core here for Dane Defeato. Here's a little bit of a dance party on the corner here.
Yep, dancing Defeato in full effect here as we head into Rialto. Looks like we're going to get a little of the Sim Bastion strategy coming out from SoLow Grav. They just teleport right onto the left-hand high ground, start raining damage down into that hallway, and the dancers of Danny Defeato better be careful as they scramble out of that LOS, try to make their way back into courtyard. But Big Mac's caught in a very awkward position here as he's down in this low room, just used his personal bubble. We'll see if he can escape back out of this, as now a second teleporter is going to put SoLow Grav onto the opposing high ground. Trades come through. Big Mac's just drop it. Zin answers right back, finding himself killed with the storm arrows, follows it up with a nice recon arrow into the dome of Oliviosa. And now the Reinhardt running for his life with no health. The storm arrows pick him off. And Zen putting his team on his back here in what was a very precarious situation. Nice stagger kill coming through into Mr. Pandas as well.
It's Oliviosa, not Oliviosa.
Right, a little bit of the Harry Potter lessons coming through. Thank you for that.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Well, now we are going to get SoLow Grav pushing through with a little bit of progress. They did get an early pick, I believe, here. Yep, as we'd have XTL making its way back into the battle. Earthshatter comes out onto the front line, but Shield are ready for it. Crackerjackers is getting chased down. He does eventually win the duel against the other Reinhardt, but they lose Mr. Pandas. So 5v5 left here on the objective, but no Reinhardt standing for the defense. Mr. Pandas is going to swap over to the Pharah as the rest of SoLow Grav looking to push this thing all the way into the back of courtyard. Danny Defeato waiting for their Reinhardt to return to the battle.
Yep, I mean, this is good progress being made by SoLow right now, taking out the healer first in both of those engagements, and there's been no answer for the Echo right now. Also, Mr. Panda going over to the Pharah. That's a big swap for them. Nothing really to counter with that. Zane better have a marksman game to take out the winged Egyptian.
Yeah, put some good arrows down. She was a little down to 1 health, but here comes the Earth Shatter from the offense, coupled with a Coalescence. That should be enough to clean up, despite the sound barrier here from Danny Defeato. They're losing reinforcements left and right. Graviton Surge forced out, though. Could be a victory here for Danny, at least not in the engagement, but perhaps in the ult economy.
Yeah, I mean, that's big stuff right there. And I mean, Big Mac's holding on to his, and, you know, they're going to have to go ahead and take this L on the first point and regather their troops. But I mean, you've got Grav Dragons available, you got Grav Tire available, you almost got another Nano Boost available from XTLZ. So, you know, you just got to make sure that you play the corner of death properly, or it's going to be a snowball through here.
Very curious what the D-Man chooses to duplicate here. Crackerjackers wins the tank war against Monkey, and this is exactly what I was saying SoLow needed to do. You're going to have to win this Reinhardt battle if you want to stand a chance against this Danny Defeato team, and that's exactly what they're doing here right now. Venom Andrew, he, well, that tire gets taken out. I think Capra Wolven punched it. If I saw correctly, that was a melee kill onto a Rip tire. And, you know, that's something you don't see every day, but here comes the Earth Shatter around. Monkey flanking around, avoiding the shield on the other side. Dragon's thrown in to help clean up the point. And it will be Danny Defeato here planting their feet, muscling their way through despite the barrage coming out from the other side.
Yeah, Zane did end up picking him out of the sky, and I mean, but it cost them 2 ultimates there. So we're gonna see, or 3 ultimates actually. Monkey did invest his shatter into that. So
Yes, indeed.
it's just one ultimate right now available to Dane Defeato, that nano boost, but that nano boost could be very good depending on who he puts it on.
Duplicate and Coalescence coming up from the other side. Crackerjackers not far behind with an Earth Shatter. So definitely tools in the bank here for SoLow Grav to get around this difficult corner. In fact, Danny Defeato just sitting in the way back. Here comes the Duplicate onto the Reinhardt. And it is going to be the D-Man going in, swinging with his axe, but cannot quite get the Earth Shatter up in time. Nano Boost comes down onto Monkey as the Danny DeFeato team looking to strike back here. Does get the kill onto Mr. Pandas, though May goes down. Crackerjackers responds with a nice pin, takes Venom Andrew out of the mix, but throws himself into the drink in the process. And now, with a $1:48 left on the clock, Danny DeFeato in form control here on the back of point B.
Yeah, that was a huge nano coming in from XTLZ2 onto Monkey. He was about 50 health and topped him right off and got the May out of their hair. Mr. Panda swapping off the Farah onto the Chinese little hero. And D-Man really didn't get much use out of the Duplicate from his ultimate.
Big Earth Shatter coming through from the other side, but Moira the only one caught in it. It looked like that should have gotten more. Great play coming out of the Zarya to keep the team topped off. Now she's going to respond with a Coalescence Graviton Surge combo coming out from SoLow Grav. And that will melt Danny DeFeato's defense in an instant. Here comes that second point on the board. Added time on the clock.
Yep, 2 minutes 32 seconds as they aggress here onto point C of Rialto. Now, ultimate's coming up online for Danny DeFeato. I think that Monkey might want to have that shatter back. I know they were trying to stall for time, but you know, they're going to have to run into Crackerjackers with a massive advantage in the shatter department, and we're going to look at maybe another grab combo coming out.
Yeah, SoLow kind of in the neutral here, but they still managed to pick up the first kill as they try to push their way into the Cathedral. So they're going to have to watch out for Zen's Dragons. They're just playing conservatively, slowly riding this cart in as far as they can. Big nade on the other side, and here come the Dragons from Danny DeFeato. Tank line going to start getting aggressive here as Monkey gets a nice pin down. Bubble on to him as he continues going in and swinging. Maywall separating the front line from the back, and Monkey can't survive. Healers have no LOS. There's nothing there to sustain them. Sleep does come through, and it does look like SoLow Grav are going to try to push in here. Sans Reinhardt. Blizzard thrown onto the point. Bob frozen stiff, but that is about it. Actually, they do pick up the kill on the Big Max in the process. Zane answers back with a nice flurry of Storm Arrows. Is going to find one kill, but now the Reinhardt returning to battle here for SoLow Grav. And Earth Shatter there. Monkey gets taken down. Sound Barrier is there, though. Orange Cowboy able to get it off, but it's not enough to keep him nor his Reinhardt alive. Graviton Surge is coming out from both teams. Dragons thrown in the mix from SoLow Grav as they just have but a couple meters left to go. No more resistance there, and they will push it home just under that 1 minute mark.
Yep, I mean, that was a very patient take of point 3 from SoLow there. And, you know, they marshaled their resources. I think that Blizzard was a huge throw in there to get them a lot of progress on the point, you know, even being slept in the middle of it. Mr. Panda doing a lot of work there. I just don't think that the pick of Big Max early in the mid fight was what really stalled them out, and that Graviton Surge that he had almost in his pocket. If he would have stayed on his feet, he probably would have gotten the grab a lot earlier, and the Dragons would have been a lot more fruitful. However, you know, Dan DeFeato now has their turn to attack. You know, as we are 2-1 here in this Tier 4 match in the multi-tier tournament, Danny DeFeato takeover, and now Danny DeFeato, you know, they're kind of on the back foot. They've got to get a decent time bank here to match what they surrendered to SoLow Grav, and SoLow Grav showing a little bit of the double shield that we have not seen yet today. This could be a very interesting little take here from SoLow Grav Polska.
Yes, indeed. Bringing us the Junkrat and the Hanzo here in the damage department. So you're looking for D-Man to sit up on this high ground, try to put a lot of pressure down with those arrows. But it looks like Danny DeFeato taken to the skies here, despite not having a Mercy. Bringing up the Farah Echo combo. Zen eats a lot of damage early, right out of the gate. between Hanzo and Junkrat. It's going to be tough for them to close this gap. Venom Andrew does find himself an opening, putting some rockets in from above. He's going to find first kill here on Danny Defeato's attack. Meanwhile, Frontline pushing forward. See if they can claim some space in the courtyard. SoLow started to plant their feet a little bit, but now I think they're going to opt for a soft reset as they fall to the back of courtyard.
Well, and the big thing to take out of this first engagement is that Venom Andrew already has Barrage available to him.
Yeah, and he's hovering right above the point A choke, and here comes the Barrage out immediately. It finds one, finds two. Looking to put some more pressure down on the bottom. Does eventually get taken out by the Orisa. Coalescence popped on the other side, though. Monkey with a 2K fire strike. Big Max to clean up. Point A on the board here for Danny Defeato.
Whew, that was lightning fast, and Venom Andrew just demolished their hopes of doing any kind of a hold here on point A, and now we're moving into point B. Zane very close to that duplicate ability of the newest blue hero. I'm wondering where Zane's going to go with this. That's the question.
Does it look like Mr. Panda coming over the top, making an echo swap of his own. So we'll have a little bit of the duel in the skies. He's trying to go in for some sticky bombs down to the back line, but the heal nade coming out from XTL, keep his team alive and standing. We're going to get the duplicate onto the Sigma, and then here comes the Earth Shatter from Monkey. That's going to find 4, is the follow-up there. Sigma down super low, and Oliviosa has dropped the sound barrier to keep his team alive. Gravitic Flux went in, but now comes the Flux from the other side. Graviton Search from Danny Defeato looks to be the best of the tank ultimates used here now. And the anti-select Copper Woven gets demolished. Danny Defeato full steam ahead. This payload is not stopping for anything, Billy.
The snowball train has left the station and is pulling into point C of Rialto with 5 minutes and 48 seconds on the time bank. This is going to have to be a monumental hold from SoLow to be able to withstand the storm that Danny Defeato is bringing right now. Huge anti-nade again coming in from XTLZ.
Supercharger out on the side of the defense. Looks like Mr. Panda swapping over to the Zarya here. Well, should I say duplicating into a Zarya. Looks like they're going to get that bonus grab online. Here comes the Grav. The Grav grabs 2. Is it going to be enough? Coalescence thrown out here from SoLow as they try to push into it, but here comes the nano boost on the other side. Monkey charging in for the heavens. He's going to throw down a 3-man shatter, and he's going to find all 3 kills after coming in with a big pan to start off that assault. Monkey cleaning that way here for Danny Defeato, and the streets have been swept by Monkey on this Reinhardt.
Yeah, and that was a nano boosted Monkey as well. So not much that they could really do against that. The pin with the nano is putting so much damage into them. Tire almost available for Venom Andrew, and now Zane swaps over, duplicates to the Reinhardt. He's going to have a shatter almost available. Nope, he gets taken out. Big tire coming from Venom Andrew as we are coming into the last points here. I don't know if there's anything to contest.
No, Venom Andrew's going to get the kill on Mr. Pandas as well, and that will make it clear sailing into the back of point C. 432 in the time bank here for Danny Defeato.
That was lightning fast and gauntlet thrown down by Danny Defeato. They want this 3 points. They want the 3-point win here over SoLow Grav. Losing the first map, and I think they have a chip on their shoulder right now. Especially what happened last week against Simp Nation. They kind of got tattooed by the other Tier 4 team. They were undefeated coming into the week, and I think they have something to prove here this week. And they're showing up in spades right now. So, all right, win condition set. Let's see how far SoLow Grav can push out here, especially if they use that Bastion Sim strat again, because that was very useful to them, and they were actually able to push the cart a long way on the back of that strategy, Full Skunk.
Yes, indeed. I don't know if the same trick will work twice. We'll see what they come out here with. Danny Defeato on the defense, bringing us a little of the Hanzo Junkrat. Similar defense to what we saw come out from SoLow, but they're going to stick with the Zarya as opposed to going over to the double shield.
I wonder if we're going to get debated with this Tracer pick.
Yeah, a little Tracer Pharah being shown to us here on the side of SoLow as they go back on the offense. Just 60 seconds on the clock. Doesn't look like they're going to try anything overly clever. Panda's working away from the, working around from the far left side, should I say. Looking to try to find an opening through the skies here. as they've taken to the far. But Danny Defeato keeping it close to the chest. They're just going to play right here on the back of the corner, not exposing themselves too much. Taking a little bit of free swipes there while they can. Monkey, in fact, getting a little bit aggressive. Nice ante coming down onto Caprowoven. And it is going to be D-Man goes down. Caprowoven cannot survive that either. Now Crackerjacker's in a dangerous position. He's down low. He's slept. He's gone. And this defense of Danny Defeato, they've already eaten up 45 seconds off the clock and put up a great hold here to start things off.
Yep, and I mean, but you got to watch out for Panda on this far. Already 75% to his barrage. Also, D-Man getting a little bit of value out of the Tracer here, halfway to a full spawn.
Yeah, Panda is definitely going to be the one to watch for here, as there's not really a whole lot of encounters in. Has made a swap over to the Soldier here as he comes back in the battle, coming off of that Hanzo. And he is sitting in the courtyard with that assault rifle ready to go. Or excuse me, Nano Boost coming out onto Monkey. Venom Andrew gets a kill. Big Max gets a kill. 2-man advantage here for the defense as we got the barrage coming over the point. But on the front line, they cannot win the war, and it is going to be Danny Defeato driving out SoLow and putting up a great full hold. Win condition set here for Rialto. 4:30 on the clock. Not very far to go.
No, not very far to go indeed. And Zane swapping over to that Soldier stopped what could have been a nasty barrage in the back line of Danny Defeato. I think that's the play right there to take the winged Egyptian out of the sky. So win condition set, 28.84 meters will get you your 3 points and a week 7 win, Danny Defeato. Now, the real question is, what do SoLow Grav do to stall what Danny Defeato brings to the table here? You've got to think, some kind of cheese, maybe. Or a super confined bunker.
Yeah, this is just such an uphill battle here for SoLow. You don't have time. If they had made it a little bit further into the courtyard, you perhaps would have time for the very aggressive hold like we saw in the Tier 3 match. But with this victory rectangle where it is, there is only time for one engagement here, and you can't afford for it to be too risky.
No, indeed, you can't do that. And, I mean, 4 minutes and 32 seconds, I mean... if they want, they can play the long game and just get all 6 ultimates online.
Right, exactly. Danny can just bank up for the 6-ult fight.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Not with Danny Defeato. They are aggressive when it's appropriate. So we shall see what we shall see. But I'm very interested to see how they aggress here.
Well, it's just going to be a Torbjorn Echo combination. Coming out on the side of Danny as they try to push across the bridge, running into a Torbjorn and an Ashe on the other side. So far, team's just giving the other in check. Oh, Caprowoven finding first blood is going to take Venom Andrew out on the Danny Defeato side. It's a good start here for the defense. Still, both teams just kind of poking and prodding around the objective itself here. Danny Defeato not quite dissuaded as Venom Andrew will get himself right back into this fight, but now Orange Cowboy goes down. Nevertheless, the attention still coming through from Danny. Like, they just don't take their foot off the gas at all. Monkey goes down, though, and I think this will finally be a reset coming through on the attacking team.
Yeah, absolutely, and Big Max has got a pretty good charge, and he was whittled down to about 30, 40 health right there. So, I mean, the healing is being really, I think that's what's really going to turn this battle here.
Yeah, but the ultimate's starting to come online for Danny as the duplicate onto the Reinhardt. Oh, no, real Earth Shatter comes through, and then the second Shatter! Double Shatter, back to back. There's just nothing you can do. 3 Earth Shatters in 5 seconds coming out of Danny Defeato. And that is going to do it. How the heck do you survive an onslaught like that? And the answer is you don't. SoLow goes down in a blaze of glory. Danny Defeato will take the W 3-1 here in our Tier 4 matchup.
We just saw 3 Earth Shatters and then a Grav into the middle of that. So, you just say GG go next because that's just incredible play. Caprowoven, really good Zarya play here from the side from SoLow Grav, getting the play of the game there. But look at Big Max showing up on the 4th map and getting a card there. 29 high energy kills. That is huge. I got to give the little play there to Zane, though, getting 2 shatters in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, you gotta love that duplicate skill, man. That is just so fun. And that was the back-to-back shatters coming out from the real Reinhardt, and then the duplicated Reinhardt, and then a 3rd shatter in there just for good measure coming out as in. That was That was something to see. That is going out with a bang. That is a heck of a finish to our Tier 4 match. My goodness.
My goodness, it's been a great day of matches too. I mean, Dane Defeato, not coming up with the win in the first match. They go down 1-3, but then Tier 4 comes back and goes ahead and takes their aggression out on to SoLow Grav, and they end up winning 3-1 here in a very hotly contested Tier 4 matchup. The Dane Defeato takeover of CGL has completed here on Saturday night. And the love shown by the community, I want to get into that. The love shown by the community tonight here for us has been overwhelming and so appreciated. And I just want to let you guys know that we both love the heck out of you guys.
Yes, thank y'all very much for all the love and support. We appreciate you just hanging out with us, watching some fantastic Overwatch, giving us a chance to do our thing, come up here and throw some action poetry your way. It's a privilege and a pleasure to get to bring all of these matches here to you, and especially so here today during the Dane Defeato takeover. Once again, I mean, the team that gave me my first full tournament took a big chance back when I was an unknown, allowing me into the Dane Defeato Community Open back in the off season. So wanted to respond with a little bit of love for that organization here today, and man, these matches have not disappointed. Tribulation able to come out on top there on the T3 matchup, but Dane Defeato's Tier 4 team striking back and showing their dominance here in the Tier 4 division, taking away the 3-1 win over SoLow and extending their record to 6-1, pushing them. I believe they are now tied for second place right now.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And I mean, the love shown for Dane Defeato. Also, SoLow, really awesome org. I want to show some love for
Absolutely.
them too, as well as Tribulation. I mean, these are three of the better orgs in the CGL, and I want to give the love out to all of them.
Three mainstays.
Yeah, three mainstays. You got to throw Apollo in there too, because Apollo, got their stuff together and have shown up as a very
there's some great orgs out there.
So we want to show love to all CGL, but tonight, we gave the love to Dane Defeato, and it's been a great night of Overwatch for everybody. So, it's amazing. You allow us to do what we do, and the love that we get back is just amazing.
They're continuing to come through. Real Dane Defeato gifting yet another sub in the channel. Thank you so much, my friends. Huge support today. That's awesome. Just awesome. Oh, man. I can't. There's not enough thank yous in the world to express my appreciation. Just amazing stuff. But with that, I suppose we will go ahead and conclude our broadcast today. Before we go, we got to name a player of the match. Frankly, we still owe you a player of the match from the first series. We needed to jump right back into Game 2 here without any delays. But if we had to look back, what do you think on Dane Defeato T3 versus Tribulation Tier 3?
Honestly, I want to give it to the tank line of Tribulation Tier 3. And not only because I've forgotten names since we've swapped maps, but they were super dominant in that match. So, I mean, there is no way for Dane Defeato to really crack the tank line. I guess the tank line of Tribulation Tier 3 is what really won it for me there.
I agree with you there, and honestly, just kind of following in suit, I think I would have to give it to Monkey here in this matchup. Just in full control for the three maps that we were able to stream for you, friends. Monkey just dominating. He was the force to be reckoned with. He was the bar that SoLow had to try and match, and just coming up a little bit short. Although, I mean, big performance out of SoLow Grav here today, punching above their weight class. Did not look like a 1-5 team in the slightest. So
no, not at all.
Big props to all of our players here today, but Monkey will take your player of the match here in the Tier 4 matchup.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it to Nova. Those grabs were huge. The bubbles allowed Monkey to be as aggressive as he was too. With the side note of XTLZ on the Ana.
And then Big Mac's coming in for map 4, making his presence known in that flex tank role.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely owned as well. He got quite a few grabs there in Rialto. So, the tank line of Danny Defeato once again, showing up and showing out, and that's a big part of the reason why they are where they are at 6-1 in the standings right now. And I mean, that's just what it is. That's Danny Defeato to a T.
Speaking of real Danny Defeato coming through with 2 more gifted subs on top of the one I already shouted out. So, I mean, just huge stuff. Thank you so much. And this is going to conclude our broadcast. This will conclude your Danny Defeato takeover here in the console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. My name's Bull Skug. It's been Chef Billy bringing you all the action. Billy, thank you so much for joining, man. Always a pleasure to cast with you.
Dude, it's been a wonderful season so far. We're coming up on playoffs, so that's where the real action is going to happen. Woo!
We're getting close. We're getting close. We got 2 weeks left of regular season, and then it's time for post. But we are going to go ahead and say goodnight, my friends. Y'all remember to wash your hands, flatline this virus, and look out for each other in-game and out. We will see you back here on this channel for Week 8 with more fantastic console Overwatch action. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Love you guys.